What is this? What are we doing here?
It's my camera. It's my pan in for the show, and I didn't know how to do it right. I was doing a diamond at first, and I was like, how
are we doing like DDP yoga? I don't know what's happening. Hey guys, welcome to Talkulture. I am Kid Cadet, and once again, I am joined by my very special co-host. He is the voice of Roadhog from Overwatch, Josh Petersdorf.
Yeah, great to be here, back on Talkulture again with the incredible Kid Cadet, and our usual antics are at it again. I've even matched my background light to the theme of the show. That's how serious I am today about our show, which is a great program today, by the way, Kid. We have an amazing guest today.
Do you want to introduce him maybe as, let's say, Optimus Prime?
This is a wonderful idea. Okay. Deep within, here we go. Before time began, there was a man known only as Casey Jost, and I'm Optimus Prime, here to deliver you the news that Casey maybe built galaxies apart, but like us, there's more to him than meets the eye. Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Jost.
What just happened? Whoa.
Wow, that was so cool. I have like chills, like nostalgic chills.
It was a little bit of the matrix of leadership to welcome you aboard, my friend.
Wow, the matrix of leadership. I mean, that was incredible. Like, you just kind of said that, right? You just made that up, right?
Well, I don't know if Heather's told you, but one of my day jobs is I work for Universal Studios as Optimus Prime in the show, so I get a little practice. So
your improv skills are like in character. They're up there. That's
I can really speak impressive. As a robot to children extremely well. It is a strange gift.
Can't we all?
It's a great. I mean, I can. That's a great gift. I could barely improvise as myself.
Well, Casey, welcome back for the 7th, 8th. Whatever time, 6+ time.
I think I've been on the show more than you.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being here. And my camera just went out of focus. What's happening? Whoa. Am I okay? Wow. I'm back in focus.
Too many hand motions. They're too intense. Okay.
I'll put them away. I'm just so excited. And kind of, Casey, I hate to like bring things down a little bit. Okay. But before we get started, unfortunately today, one of the greatest comedians / men to ever live passed away. And so I wanted to know if you had anything that you wanted to say or memories about the fantastic Norm Macdonald.
Oh man, Norm is so great. I think my favorite thing, aside from just the fact that so my obviously, my brother who was on Weekend Update, like he was such a big Norm fan, and we just grew up watching Norm. He was like our guy. And then when Colin got the job, Norm like acknowledged him as like being good, but in like a Norm way where he's like, yeah, he's pretty good. And that was like enough. And I don't know. I just like kind of love him because of that. And just, that to me is really special. Just the fact, and I've always heard really nice things like about him. There's another friend of mine who he's like reached out to him on Twitter and was always like really helpful and like was like, yeah, I'll read your script. He was like a really cool guy, which I think a lot of people don't realize because he seems so like, I don't know, mystical in this like, era of stand-up way, like untouchable. Like you could never talk to Norm, but there are people like, who have, and it's cool to see that he was a good guy. And it's really tragic because I mean, there's no father to his style. Like it's just him. There's nothing like what he does.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. And he had a show on Netflix where, he interviewed, was it called like the Norm Macdonald Show?
Yeah, he had a couple called like
the Norm Macdonald shows, the Norm Macdonald sitcom, the Norm Macdonald cereal. Yeah. The Norm,
right. Yeah. And, as somebody like in this realm of, interviewing people, he was always the person that I loved to watch because I just thought he had such a unique and cool style, so laid back, and just his questions were really neat. And yeah, he will be sorely missed. I think the world is a little emptier today.
Yeah. So. He had a beautiful way of like not giving a shit. Like he did and he didn't. Like when he's a guest on a show, you could tell like he doesn't care, but he cares enough to be like that it's funny that but he that he thinks it's all BS. You know that he's like, this is dumb. Like, Conan, yeah, like we're friends. Like, this is so stupid, but he's still like having fun. And that's why it's so great to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the both of you, Casey and Josh, was there like a memorable moment or film or scene or skit that stands out to you?
I watched a lot today, so I have a lot like on my mind. There's definitely like just definitely his talk show appearances like come to mind because that's really what I watched a lot. But growing up, I loved Dirty Work, and I was always like, how is this not a bigger movie? Like it really kind of like it was like one of the first things I think where I was just like, oh, I really love this, and I identify when I meet other people who liked it. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's how I could see how something can become like a cult hit, or like have life after its initial release. And that was definitely a movie that I just really responded to.
I got to piggyback with Casey. Same movie for me was Dirty Work. And it's so funny you said that because I had a group of friends too who I was just kind of becoming more friendlier with them. And then they loved this movie. So when I would watch this movie, they would always quote shit from it. The Don Rickles scene in particular, when he's like, hello, ice cream, 31 flavors, Baskin Robbins called, sent them down to 5 flavors. That whole movie was just hilarious. And I think Norm has a line to him. He's like, what do you do? Oh, I lift weights. He says, like,
right.
So Dirty Work was another one of my favorite things.
We were talking, and actually, like, so we're back at work at Impractical Jokers, and we just talked about the scene where they have like the fish, and it's like in the mafia like headquarters, and they're holding like dead fish, and they're like, what's that smell? And they're like, what is this, a setup? And they all kill each other, and they're just like standing there with the fish. Like they started like laughing, and then they're just like tiptoeing over dead bodies like that. We were almost talking about it, like how can we do something on Impractical Jokers like that, where like you don't realize, but you've killed a bunch of beautiful Italian men.
Well,
and Bob Saget had something to do with that too, right? Bob Saget was part of the director of Dirty Work or some crazy thing, right? So
yeah, I think he was. Yeah, and that there's just so like he's been in so many things. Like he was in Billy Madison. He's great in that. I love that he got fired from SNL and then hosted SNL like later, like the next season or like later in the season. And then he was like, I wasn't funny enough to be on SNL, but now I'm funny enough to host. It's like that. Watch that monologue, because it's just, I can't believe they let it happen. It's just, it's another era. And I just think it's you know what you're getting for with Norm.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a better Burt Reynolds than Burt Reynolds. So, I maybe now they're sharing the same hat in heaven. So
yeah, I know. I can't believe they're both gone.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, sorry to kind of start on the note, but I felt like it's important, and
No.
We appreciate, your views, and Josh too. And okay.
I think Norm would want us to like, talk about it, but also like laugh about it, make fun of it.
Yeah.
He would say, Norm would have some dark. I feel like he'd have a dark joke ready to go. Like, so when are you going to move my body, huh?
Yeah.
You put me in a good casket or something. He'd have some funnies.
There's a lot of good jokes out there already, but I was thinking like my first take was like he would want us to investigate OJ.
So true.
Yeah, that was my first thought. It was like he would have to have something about OJ or Michael Jackson.
Definitely. Oh, spot on. So spot on. Well, it's very hard to like transition out of talking to something like that, but we will try our best. And the next thing that we kind of wanted to touch on was there is an article that just came out about you. That is 10 facts that maybe we didn't know about Casey Jost.
Okay.
And I have you seen this article yet?
What? I'm not sure. Where is it?
It's on tvovermind.com/Casey-Jost.
Okay.
If you haven't had the chance to check it out, it is phenomenal. My favorite is number 10. The last thing 10. That they made. This is the final thing that people may or may not know about you. And
the clickbait one.
This is great. This is my favorite thing, that you legitimately appeared in the 2020 miniseries, The Last Dance. And they went on to say that the miniseries included interviews with some fans, and you were one of them. And so I was like, that's interesting, because they're like, this is a fact. This is checked. We researched this.
Oh, wow.
And then we went and watched the video.
Do you think they know that it's a joke? Or do you think they're also doing it as a joke?
No.
Okay.
The rest of the article is very serious.
So for people who don't know, I did a video on Instagram where I like edited myself into the trailer of the Last Dance Michael Jordan.
I think we have it. I think do we have it?
You have a clip?
I think
I've never thrown to a clip.
Oh yeah.
Michael Jordan's the only player that could ever turn it on and off. And he never freaking turned it off.
It just didn't seem real.
Michael played for the Bulls.
There was none other like him. His balance, his footwork. We were the greatest team ever.
Michael Jordan was actually the tallest person to ever play basketball.
You have to wonder why Michael Jordan was surely the most popular player in our
People don't realize that Michael Jordan also invented Gatorade. It was his piss.
That was real.
It's already the ultimate.
I haven't watched this since I made it.
People talk about his basketball, but he did all of the voices in Space Jam.
Legitimate.
Mike's sneakers that he made himself, the Air Jordans, were just the highest selling Reeboks of all time.
Oh my God.
The only question, how long can it last?
I remember one time, Miguel, as we called him, he slammed and jammed the basketball so hard into the hoop that he cried. And when he cried, it was Gatorade.
Wow.
Holy shit. Oh, yeah, that's so brilliant.
It's funny. That was so long ago now in my mind that I first, when they were like, they announced it, I was like, maybe I was too subtle in it, but there's nothing subtle. It's really not subtle at all. It's very much wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll have to check out this article because I legitimately, like, everything that they wrote is like, this happened. So congratulations. That's huge for you.
I know. I can't believe
Congratulations, man. What a great,
maybe I don't know. Maybe they liked it and they they edited that into the series. I haven't watched the series since it came out, you know? If Kanye changes his album as it goes.
It's true.
Any thoughts on Donda?
Not a Donda fan really, but okay. I have to give it another listen or two. But I am usually a big Kanye fan. I was not a Jesus is King fan. And I know you're not supposed to, you don't have to compare them, but I do like Certified Lover Boy better.
Yeah, I think you are supposed to compare them. That's all I've been hearing. It's one or the other. So
I enjoyed that crazy visual when he built like a house in the middle of the stadium. It was so bizarre. I would love stuff like that. I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah, it's funny. He's just like on fire.
It's so weird. I love. That's what I like the most about him is I don't necessarily. I listen to his songs strictly like in the top 40, like whatever makes it out. I don't really listen to a ton of Kanye. Not out of like spite. I love rap music and hip hop and stuff, but when I'm more of like, I always see his visuals. I'm like, you're always levitating somewhere in some stadium, like looking like an angel. You're very angelic.
Yeah.
Yes. Kanye is an angel. I think you nailed it.
Yeah. Kanye West, Archangel David. And
it was a bummer because I was really looking forward to this album. And then I think it was just, it's not for me. And look, like, honestly, probably most hip hop is not for me. So it's probably not my best response, but a lot of it I find accessible, and in this one, it doesn't hit me in the same way that other albums do. But hey, you know what? You'll get him next time. Yay!
Yeah, he'll get it. Yeah, and you're right. How rude of us to call him by his former birth name.
No, his dead name.
Is it?
This album seems to have, like, even just knowing Kanye, like this album seemed like he has a lot of personal stuff going on with his wife and a divorce and some stuff. So the music almost would kind of be dirty, it would be a little sour, a little tainted around the edges. It's not his finest hour as a person. You know what I mean?
I know, but I feel like on his other albums, he has gone darker, like on 808s and Heartbreak and on Yeezus. They're like grittier and harder. This one, I'm almost like, your life is in shambles. Like, tell us about it.
Stop being these happy songs. We want to hear this darkness. We want to hear it.
And they're less dark. They just seem like detached. I don't know. It's a very sterile album in my opinion, and like there's not a lot of emotion. It feels like a person. It feels almost like an album of like a person who's on drugs, but I don't know. Maybe it's
the wrong drug, like not a like like fentanyl. I don't know.
Right.
But like I also thought it was interesting. You know, I get it. He's a controversial figure, but he's controversial in a different way than someone like DaBaby and Manson. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you?
Yeah,
bringing
Manson
them?
was on the porch of said house I mentioned earlier in that performance. That was a very. I was like, okay. And if I saw some memed footage of him together, Manson looks very just. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
He's just happy to be invited anywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
Where's the tourniquet?
Yeah, but Drake also like is like sampling R. Kelly, and R. Kelly's making some money off the album, so I think people are upset with that. I don't know. They're what are you gonna do? They're all picking. You know, they're trying to help their weird friends.
Yeah,
everyone's trying to help their weird friends.
Yeah,
everyone has a weird friend. I'm trying to help my weird friends today.
Yeah.
I think I'm the weird friend. Well, since we are talking about music, and before we like get into our games and other fun stuff, one of the things I thought was kind of cool was you worked with the company Fuzzy on the Lens with one of your songs, "Knew It Being Cool."
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of know about your relationship with Fuzzy on the Lens, because now, they're doing the Terrifier films, which are like incredible. So I just wanted to know a little bit about working with Fuzzy or Fuzz on the Lens.
Fuzz. Yeah. They're great. They're like these dudes from Staten Island that work so hard, and they're so talented, and everything they make is like really cool. And they've really just like have paved their own lane. And they've done a lot of, they found this like cool niche in the horror market, where it's comedic but horror, and it's for fans who love that genre, and like will pick up you know what I mean? Like back in the day, like when you went to like a Blockbuster and you're like, what is that horror movie? I'm gonna get that. Like for people who like to do that, that's this company. And they also, because you got to pay the bills, I'd always see them at like weird Staten Island events, and they'd be like filming it, and they went to the same high school that I went to, and so we would just talk, and like and then I knew they were working on stuff, and I had this idea for a music video, and I was like, would you guys want to shoot it and like help me out with it? And they were like, for sure. And we shot it in my high school, which is fun. And for that album, which was like a couple albums ago, it was the only video I really was going to make or wanted to make. And it was they were just so easy to work with. It's the same kind of thing. Like we're all from the same place, so our vernacular is right there, and they're easy to get along with. And I've actually like wanted to reach out. I was like, I got to be in these movies. I want to get my head chopped off. I'll sit in prosthetic for 6 hours.
I'm friends with the director, writer, special effects person, Damian Leone, who we've had on here almost as many times as you.
Oh, okay.
So we can put you guys in touch. We can make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. You want to get your head chopped off? Isn't that fun?
Yeah. I would want something like that. Or maybe like my hair chopped off. That sounds like
just like a fade?
No, I think it would be like a scalping, but I picture a murderer being like, he puts too much work in his hair. And I feel like that would be in a movie.
Oddly specific. Yeah, possibly.
Some conditioner.
Yeah. Gray. Yeah.
I love it. All right, perfect. Well, yeah, I know the new Terrifier is supposed to come out hopefully in October, so definitely looking forward to that. But Casey, we are so excited because the news came out that you and your brother are you guys writing this new Ninja Turtle movie?
Yeah. We are throwing our two hats in the ring to pen a new turtle movie. We've been working on it. It's wild because we kind of have been working on it for a while, and when the news broke, I had no idea that was going to get released at that time, because we had really been working on it for a while, and we'd been back and forth with Paramount a little bit. They've been great, but it was wild because a friend of mine was like, "Hey, congrats," and I was like, "On what?" And he was like, "You're such a dick. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna make me say it." And I was like, "No, it was the first person who like reached out." And then I just saw like a lot of people, but at that time I was like, "Oh," and I did it with the worst person. He's like my friend who would call me out on that for like trying to be like Hollywood or something. Like, "Oh, on what? Tell me it. Say it."
Yeah.
Just a major project, small little thing I'm involved in.
Yeah,
but
it's
turtles.
It's wild. It's like a dream come true, and we've had so many ideas in so many different directions, and it's like about navigating like which ones we really love, and paying an homage to like the because there's so many turtles things that we love that are very different. And I love the comics, the dark comics, and I love the 90s movies that are like an homage to that, but also, and I love the cartoons. I watch like I gearing up for this. I mean, I had just rewatched like all of the cartoons. The other thing that's really amazing to watch, if you go on YouTube to watch all the mistakes, there was like a bunch of animation mistakes where like it's really funny too, because sometimes they'll be like, they'll have the wrong character, like their mask will just switch colors like in the next frame, and then they'll switch each other's voices, and sometimes one character will talk like it's Donatello talking, and then it's supposed to be Raphael talking, but then it's Raphael's voice, but Donatello's mouth keeps moving. It's real. I had never noticed it as a kid.
Oh wow!
You could watch it like there's like you could just find a reel that someone made of like the best like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like original cartoon, like the cartoon 90s cartoon like fails or whatever. It's really funny.
Wow. Okay.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So taking from everything, but except for those animation mistakes, although maybe we should put them in, has been really fun and narrowing in on like where we want to take it. You know, I'm trying to be like, I can't be too specific about too much of this, but it's also like, I just want to show like, our excitement and where we're coming from. Also a big fan of the games, like the Game Boy games and the NES and Super NES and the arcade game. I mean, that arcade game was like,
there's such a legacy behind that game. How it started in the arcade, and then it went to went to just regular Nintendo.
Right.
And from there, there's been so many different versions of it, but it was a big deal. Like I was in daycare when Ninja Turtles was a big deal, and I was this kid, I must have been like 8. He brought it in. He's like, I got the arcade game. He brought his Nintendo to the daycare, and we all got to play it. We'll never forget. You know what I mean? And so it's and that franchise, like there's a deep, heartfelt story to it. Like the kid who got it was a guy named Michael Graybill, and we never understood why he always had the best lunches and the best stuff and this and that, because he got a little spoiled by his grandmother and his mom. And the reason was because his dad was in prison, so he never got to see his dad. So like Turtles was like a big thing for him. And this universe, it makes me so happy to hear that it's going to be handled with someone with some love like you.
Yeah. And also like, I think, we care a lot. We're brothers, and we care a lot about the fact that the Turtles are like these brothers. And so that's an angle too that we hope to explore. So, and I think that's kind of what Paramount liked about it too.
Speaking of Paramount real quick, I mean, not to cut you off, but I'm really glad you got the reins, because I think we got sent a random email, Heather, of some before you. They had some failed titles of the Ninja Turtle movies. We got a couple snap PDFs. Do you guys want to see them? Do you want to see them?
Totally.
Yeah, I think we
great.
should. Okay, so these are what? These are the
rejected turtle ideas here.
Okay.
The first one we found. This is a video game that was rejected. This is Doom. Versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe a little bit too gory, a little bit too violent.
Maybe not gory enough.
Maybe not gory enough. Maybe traveling to Mars may have been too much on the suits, and the CG would have been, it would have
technology. Yeah, little
possible.
Little before its time. Okay.
I've definitely, I'm excited. I've definitely played like a ROM hack of Turtles and Streets of Rage.
Ooh, that's that. Okay, I like that. There's a huge community built around making custom side-scrolling games like there are with fighting games, like the Mugen engine. So that one, Streets of Rage, is like a pillar of the 2D scrolling.
That's what I played. Like they make all these like ROM hacks where you could like, so it's the Turtles characters and the Streets of Rage characters. It's really fun because you're beating up like a lot of, like in the Turtles games, you're always like fighting the Foot Clan. This is like you're beating up like street toughs.
That's fun. Oh, I like that.
Pretty fun.
All right, what else? What other rejected one, Josh?
Let's see. I think we pulled this one out. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, no smoking. When they're taking all the cigarettes out of the first movie, it's a recut. They didn't want it.
That's great.
Yeah,
because a lot of the first movie revolves around dealing cigarettes. It's like a child is the Foot Clan, so that one didn't make it. Thank God, because I don't think anyone wanted to see a turtle take a nicotine patch in a van and pass out at the end. Like I'm thinking of smoking.
I kind of imagine this as like the Turtles are like fighting against like big tobacco.
That would be such a turtle thing to do, right?
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, all right. These are ideas too, Casey. If you want to,
just want to let you know, maybe this is all helpful. And then I think one of the last ones we got was the last two is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Genie's Dark Wish, which was
very good.
Really, I think solid villain for any of the franchises. I think he even would have fit in with Secret of the Ooze.
I like it. Green versus purple, you know. That's
green versus purple. Very. I covered his belly there. They covered it up with. It looks like because that would keep it. It would be rated R if we showed that. So
interesting that the production company couldn't get an apostrophe for genies.
I don't think it came in the font. I think it was.
Yeah, no. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the studio who created this.
I think I've seen that font before, and the studio that probably used it was.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I think I also have that font. That's definitely a font I got from defont.com.
Defont.com, dude. The free fonts of the universe. You know.
Shout out to Defont, non-spons.
Shout out to Defont. And then lastly, I think we had The Walking Dead, The Legend of Donatello. And I don't know.
Turtles 3? Or is that just some other thing?
So there's a story behind this suit.
Was it like the suit that was like left over for too long?
I'm so impressed. Of course you would know. You're the one handling this. Of course you would know. This is the suit that was left over and trying to be sold for $15,000, I believe.
It's terrifying.
It's completely terrifying. I've watched a bunch of cool videos behind the scenes of those original Turtle movies, and they were saying there was a pain in the ass to get those mouths to move like that. So they would break down all the time.
Yep.
And I think that there was a live. Remember, there was a live stage show too, and the Turtles would come to your town.
I saw. I mean, I don't think I saw that, but I also recently watched that because gearing up, you want to watch it all.
You want to watch it all,
and that's really funny. It's like Shredder dances, and it's like it's all really great.
Like the Macarena.
He does. I mean, he does. I think he performs a song. It's like the whole thing is really fun and campy and insane. The Turtles play guitars.
Yes, that was a big part of the Turtles playing guitars.
I think Shredder definitely sings, and it's Kevin Nash playing Shredder.
Super Shredder. We love Kevin Nash. Yes, and Jude's telling me there's one more of these that we haven't seen. Okay, let's see. What do we got, Jude? What did you make for us? Oh, Donatello gets glasses.
Yep.
Okay.
That's definitely some recent canon.
Okay, interesting.
That's great. He should be looking at the sign, but I guess
that's why
maybe he's in that bit poor a shape.
Very, what the heck is
I love TMNT.
We have to burn these images as soon as they're done, folks. That's how secretive these have been. Don't worry, we'll burn them as soon as
also I think a Defont font.
It's a good one. And I feel like while we're at this, Jude, I think we should show the pitch because we do have a pitch for who we think would be a good Ninja Turtle. Let's see if we can get that graphic up too. Okay, hold on. He's going through. Okay, here it is. I think this is really great. Impractical Turtles. Joe,
okay. This is interesting.
Available. Yeah.
You just got Joe. That's it.
Well, Saul is the shell. Saul's the shell. He lives on the back. He'll be Sal will be clutching his bosom, similar to the sitting chair bit that they did.
I always like to because we've gotten pitched that a lot that the Jokers should be the voices of the Turtles, which I also really like. It's probably not going to come down to my decision, but very fun to do that. I mean, who am I to say? I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen, but I would like it to. But I always like to know what people think are, which voice goes to which guy. I don't know if you guys if you have any opinions on that. Leave them in the comments.
I'm trying to think because the first one that's to me the most like recognizable voice. This is just to me is always Michelangelo. So I feel like Michelangelo. Who is it? Is it Joe or it's not Murr?
It's not Murr. It's Saul or Joe. It's you know what I mean. It's Sal or Joe. It's got to be because Sal is the party kind of guy, and if I see Joe as Leonardo, I see Murr as Donatello, and I see Q as Raphael, the asshole. You know what I mean? So it's like
he's the asshole. Okay,
totally right.
I see a Joe as Leonardo just because it will match his like blue eyes. He's got like the blue with the blue eyes.
Beautiful.
I think that feels right, just based on colors alone. Otherwise, I think you're onto something there. I definitely think Murr as Donatello feels like a nice fit. But I don't know. I also kind of like a version of Mikey that's Murr.
Badass. Okay.
Myrrh. Oh, that's
Oh, that's
interesting.
Myrrh. A little
Like,
weird. Okay.
Jokey, weird, and then the other guys like don't get it, or they're like, oh, rolling their eyes at Mikey, but he's having fun. That
Yeah,
feels a little more.
Actually, like a couple weekends ago, I actually was lucky enough to attend a original voice cast, including April O'Neil, reunion for the Ninja Turtles at Fanboy Expo in Orlando, and it was really cool to see like all the original voice actors and like hear them. You know, that was so much fun.
That's
and
really
they participated in something called Twisted Tunes,
cool.
where they're given a script. It was also some actors because Rob was also the voice in Animaniacs. And so then
Rob
they also
Paulson,
had
Who did he play in Animaniacs?
Wacko.
Wacko.
Yeah. Right.
The older,
the skinny
one?
guy, the skinny one. No, the brother
Older.
who was Jess Harnell was the brother. It was
Right. So they did this thing called Twisted Tunes where they're given a script and they have to cold read as characters. So they cold read Back to the Future, some of it as the Ninja Turtles, which was so bloody brilliant.
Really funny.
It was amazing. And it was
That's
cool to see
mashup.
April. Yeah. Oh, it was great. But what are your thoughts on I believe her name is Venus de Milo. Any thoughts on a female turtle?
I actually, that's probably one thing I don't know as much as that era of live action. Like, I think that was like in the 2000s, like maybe mid 2000s, they had like the live action one on Fox. And I think at that time, I might have still been watching cartoons, but not so much the live action. Like I was watching like probably Fox cartoons because I mean, right now I'm doing a rewatch of Justice League Unlimited and all that stuff. But I think I missed a lot of that. So I actually should go. It's a good reminder to go back. Personally, I don't know if it's something I want to do right now, but like I think down the line it could be a cool element to add someone like that. But I'm not sure if it's exactly that from that world or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I mean, it's
but I always like the Mighty Mutimals, that series that was sort of like Ray Fillet, and like there were all these other characters. Like I love exploring the other, mutant animals, like of the, the whole Turtles franchise. I mean, we had so many of those toys growing up that like, it's crazy to think like we're now still playing with those toys, but maybe in script form or something like that,
And
it's a beautiful thing.
Where do you land in terms of you're at a party?
Yeah.
And this is for you too, Josh. We're at a party. We want to get the party started. Do we go ninja rap or do we go turtle power?
Okay, so ninja rap is yo ninja, yo ninja, yo.
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Yeah.
Ninja.
Oh, it's go,
ninja.
Not yo.
Right.
It's go ninja.
I think it's go.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
And then how does turtle power go? I'm blanking.
T-U-R-T-L-E power.
Yes. Okay. Got it. I gotta go ninja go. I mean, it comes to mind. It's Vanilla Ice. You know that it's gonna get the party nice.
There was a funk on the playground, when that song came out, because I grew up in the Bay Area, and there were kids who were drawing the line in the sand. They were like, "Are you an MC Hammer fan or are you a Vanilla Ice fan?" And when that Go Ninja Go song came out, it was like, wow, you better be a Vanilla Ice fan now. So, which was like sacrilege because Hammer was from the Bay Area, So
who did the Addams Family rap at the end of
that? Was Hammer
too.
Hammer came back with the Too Legit to Quit and the whole Addams Family, and it was like, okay. Vanilla Ice was getting dangled over balconies.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
They do what they wanted to say, what they want to say.
I think the king of movie and music. You know who it is? It's Will Smith. It's got to be Will Smith.
He's got to be, right? He made that terrible movie, The Wild Wild West, a great movie with that song and the whole.
Don't.
Haven't rewatched it. I don't think I've ever seen it. Is it bad?
Oh, I love it.
Bad.
It's good.
I love it.
It's good bad. I'll give it that.
I'm gonna watch it.
He won't do a movie unless he can make a song for it.
I wish that was true, Jude. I because I do want to hear. I want to hear like the song for like,
7 pounds.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking he should do retro on like retroactively. He should do what's the one where he's like he pulls up to like a rich person's house and he's like 6 degrees of separation.
Oh God.
That would be good.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Great.
Yeah. I don't think we got one for I Am Legend either, which could have been cool.
Or I Am or I Robot.
iRobot, Gemini Man, all sorts of stuff.
We're missing out. But I was gonna say, so for me personally, Casey, like I think I've sent you videos before too. Like, you know, the wrestling company that Josh and I work for, I was April O'Neil. So I came out to Ninja Rap. So like I've
seen the cosplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the yellow jumpsuit alone was always lit. I was always
iconic, right? That's so and I think like obviously you have to reinvent things and reinvent yourself. And I think that was my I hate to say this and be on record, but I think that's what I was missing about Megan Fox was I needed the iconic.
Where's the yellow suit? Put her in the yellow suit. How hard would it have been?
Yeah. You know what? In some ways, it's like it's a daunting task to do this, but I think like we have so many ideas, and I think it's a franchise that like reinvents itself at every turn. So in a way, it's like it's already been done in so many different ways that we're just going to do the way that we think as fans is like the most fun. So I'm trying to not be too nervous about the reaction kind of thing, and it's like it is what it is. Also, it's like I think other people are throwing their hat in the ring for different things in the Turtleverse. So who knows if it even ever gets made. There's so many like loopholes and stuff, and like things to get through before a movie gets made. So we're still, we're trying to stay humble about it.
Are you fueling yourself on pizza as you're writing?
Their pizza style is different than what I usually like. It's like the sloppiest, goopiest, biggest slices. Yeah. It's like the ones you could barely hold. Like so I haven't been having too many of those, but I live in New York, so it's inevitable.
Right. I remember like one of my first memories of the Turtles was I used to always make my parents take me to Pizza Hut because they used to have like the personal pan pizzas. And I remember you would get like the turtle cassette tapes. I think that was.
Oh, yeah.
Remember so good.
A friend of mine just like showed me like his and was like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Of course."
Yeah. Oh,
Pizza Hut pushed some really great once in a while promotions in those early 90s. You know what I mean? They did some really unique stuff.
90s Pizza Hut should come back the way it was, like where it was like a restaurant where you go with your kids and they had the big red cups.
The red cups, the lights.
Yeah, there was a salad bar. Like that
salad bar
that's Pizza Hut. I don't
want
want
garbanzo beans full and no one ate.
An actual hut, yes, Jude. Jude says an actual hut, and that's true. Like it had the hut top, the roof. It was amazing. And I think like now everything's this Domino's like crap. Like it's just a counter and like a microwave, and they like make pizza.
Well, we know who's sponsoring the movie now. We know.
Yeah, right. Well, like I was gonna say too, like I remember they had like for the personal pan pizzas, like you couldn't touch it because it was like so hot. It was just like that. So many like memories.
I still eat pizza to this day with the stuffed crust cheese. They were the originators of the stuffed crust cheese pizza.
Really?
Like, hello, you got to sit up for at least 4 hours after eating it, or you will have regurgitation.
Guys, Pizza Hut, defont.com, reach out to us. We will sponsor you. We love your fonts and we love your stuffed crust. Yes. Stuffed fonts. Maybe that's a new thing.
Oh, I love that. Well, I think we have two. Bang, right? Is that DDP thing? I think we have two more turtle related things, and then Casey will let you choose the game. So let's see. So we have this image, which has been floating around on the internet. The practice safe sacks, my dudes. Very important. And I figured this was interesting. Advertising.
Clean your reads before.
Yeah. And then the other one. So this is a product that just came out. Jude, can you zoom in a little bit? This is new. This is real. It is a Ninja Turtle versus Cobra Kai series where they pair up a Ninja Turtle with someone from Cobra Kai.
Okay, so but Daniel LaRusso is not in Cobra Kai. Hello.
Well, I think because you're right. He's a Miyagi-Do. You're right.
He's Miyagi-Do.
Jesus.
They failed.
I have to fix every franchise. I'm kidding. I'm so humble. Yeah,
where's the apostrophe?
The franchise. Come on.
Well, who wins in this fight?
Good question. I don't know if I've really ever seen Daniel LaRusso lose.
He loses to weapons. Daniel LaRusso loses to weapons, though. Like hand to hand, he's like, okay, but he always is beaten with weapons.
Wait,
so
wait. There's a glaring issue here also that it's Donatello and not Michelangelo.
I see that. Like he has the orange wristband, but it's like his iPad band does not match.
All the bands
carpet doesn't match the drapes.
All the bands are black with the black around.
Oh, okay. It looked kind of purple on my
belts.
screen, but I do see their nunchucks. So I guess it's Michelangelo, and there's but I don't know. All right, let me think. I mean, he's got a weapon, which Daniel doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also a child, so I feel like Michelangelo, who's a party dude, would kind of hold back.
Yeah, is this new modern Daniel LaRusso or like 1987 Daniel LaRusso, who was 16 in the Tri-Valley tournament?
This is new because it's for the Cobra Kai series.
Right.
So it's aging Daniel.
But he looks older on the box than the bottom on the box, but he looks younger in the figure.
This is mess.
True. This is a mess.
I always really loved on the Turtles figures, like you could kind of take off the belt for the Michelangelo and it had the M on it, and like you could really like snap it in. That was a feeling that was really nice.
Oh. Well, I think we didn't even ask which is your spirit turtle.
Oh wow, good question. I've always been a Donnie guy. I always felt like he was sort of the underdog. There was a lot of potential with Donnie. Love Donnie. Yeah, I think I go Donnie.
Okay. Josh?
I'm not I want to say weapon wise, I would always respect the size because I thought the size were like, yo, if you can fight someone with size, because I was also a Peter Pan fan of his little, you know what I mean? I was like the littler the sword. Okay. That sounds terrible. Like I'm referencing something in my first life. Just because it's little doesn't mean it can't fight. Have a good poke. But
okay, so you're a size guy. Okay.
So I think
I'm a size guy.
You want to go with the size?
You're a size queen?
You're a size queen.
Wow, that's gotta get into the movie.
Okay. So you're Raphael?
So I'm going to say I'm like Raphael. Yeah, for sure. Because I have problems.
See, I was going to say I'm a Raphael.
Yeah, I mean, I it's hard for me to pick. It's, you're picking your children here.
Yeah.
It's like picking one of your favorite Ghostbusters. It's like,
I was actually going to say Donnie and Ray stands are like, to me, the same. Like they and I love both of them so much. And I feel like Donnie.
Have you seen have you checked out the comic, the Ghostbusters Ninja Turtle comic?
No, I don't think I have.
It's good. It's good. There's two of them. It's a couple years old, past 6 years, I'll say. Okay. And there's two of them. There's an omnibus one. You can pick up the whole series, and both of them really good, really cool. Really cool stuff.
Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah. Do you do more voices like beyond that, or are you aspirational to do more like?
I would love to be in a major franchise like Ninja Turtles, like Overwatch, World of Warcraft, League of Legends are three of the top franchises. I've been blessed enough to be a big part of Roadhog being the biggest one in Overwatch. And if you truly like, Roadhog is a huge, like there's so many, I draw inspiration from Megatron, from Turtles, because we like Krang. Pat Fraley is the voice actor who did all that, and I've extensively studied and taken his courses before. And and so like there's so much voice acting power in the Ninja Turtles ancient, you know what I mean? Because it came from that era when animation was really heavily, it was like, Frank Welker was pretty much in everything, and Rob Paulson too. It was like there, and LaMarche. All those guys, Maurice LaMarche. Look up to and Lorenzo Music, who's the voice of Peter and Garfield, and those dudes are who like I aspired to be growing up. So the Turtles and Ghostbusters are like etched in my mind. So
the animated versions of those?
Animated versions too. Inspector Gadget, Dr. Claw, like Roadhog is basically Megatron meets Dr. Claw.
Cool.
Is how I describe it to people. I'm like,
those are great people to pull from.
Yeah.
I've really been, like I said, I've been watching. I started like at Batman, and I went through the whole Superman, and now the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I've been watching all of that. I'm obsessed with it. And the thing that's really consistent, because like certain seasons, like the first season of Justice League, but that not Justice League Unlimited, I felt like went backwards, like it became a little kiddie, for kids. And then season 2, they like completely changed it again, and it feels a little bit more with like the Batman, Superman. But the one thing that's constant is the voice acting. It's just phenomenal. It's just so good. Like throughout everything, you just really feel it. And I think that's what makes it stand out and why people are revisiting it.
Definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Josh, why don't you ask your Krang question and then we'll get into our game.
Now, Krang, since we were mentioning Krang, is Krang a brain, or is he a because he's from the Nether Realm X, is it right? Is it Underrealm
Dimension
or
X,
something?
yeah.
Dimension X, excuse me. Or is he a Dimension X testicle? Which is?
Oh, wow, good question. Good question. I like to think that we all start as like, you know, as a brain and move out from there. You know, like, you know, and that's, I don't know much about, you know, human biology or, you know, how a sperm and an egg, but what they become. It's like either a heartbeat or it's like a brain or something. I don't know how it starts, but I like to think that, yeah, like it's in a dimension where a brain can just, you don't even need a body, and it's just the brain gets bigger and bigger. But I bet you it smells like testicle. So, I'm following my nose.
That little chamber in that guy's stomach totally smells like nutsack.
If I can't see, I'm going testicle.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm like going by, like if I'm just touching it and smelling, I'm like, oh, this is a giant testicle.
Oh, it's me. It's me.
Yeah,
he's very up here. He's very up here.
He was, yeah. Pat Fraley has a whole like technique. He's like, if you need to put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and quench your throat.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't get that. So
it's so wet.
It's fun. It's so wet. It's a very wet voice.
I thought you were saying wet testicle. All right.
Yeah.
I was just confused. All right. Well, okay. I feel like we definitely talked about the Ninja Turtles, and this has been great because that's something we've never ever had the opportunity to talk about.
And thank you for indulging us, Casey. Thank you for indulging us.
I tried to, you know, bring it up enough. I'm sure I'll probably, you know, I'll probably look back and be like, I probably shouldn't have talked about any of this, but you guys are so disarming.
Well, I don't think that you said anything that was I mean, like, you know, everything
aside from
that you
the
mentioned,
dig at Domino's, I think we're
aside from the Domino's dig.
Pretend we're not live. We can edit that out. But everything that you said was kind of already public, you know, so I wouldn't worry too much. But okay, so we can either do the dramatic reading lines or we could do Cranjic McBasketball.
I think probably reading lines is where my head's at. I kind of like that. I will maybe do a cringe another time.
Okay, so Josh, seeing as this is your first time playing this game, basically Jude and his buddies have written dramatic phrases for us to read, and then afterwards we will, you know, we'll make it a little bit more dramatic. So none of us have seen any of these lines before, and we're going to just try to read them as dramatic as possible. Maybe some of these will make it into your script. We don't know for sure.
Definitely. So stealing it all.
Josh, why don't you go first? So Jude's going to put one up on the screen. And yeah, here we go. Dramatic. Oh, ooh.
I can't believe it's not butter.
That was very good.
I have to get into the mindset of it. So it's
Fridays at 5 on CBS. It's just
I should try to do a voice too.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Who should I do? Should I do a turtle?
Yeah. Michelangelo.
I'll try to do Mikey.
Okay.
This is not my strong suit.
Okay. Here we go.
Tell me when.
Okay. You're good.
Go.
Okay. But the sign says you're open till 6.
Go, California!
That's good. That was a good Mikey.
Okay.
That was a good Mikey.
We'll see. I think I now at this point have to do all 4.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Wow. That's good.
I wanted to take like a different interpretation
that.
of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I felt that. There's a whole story there. I felt like it's a scene in Dirty Dancing.
Yes. Now we will do the list.
You could dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Leave your past behind, but you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Josh.
All right.
You ready? Okay.
Amigo, I asked for a side of ranch, a quesadilla. This is too spicy.
Good. Very good.
I thought we were missing a diarrhea word there. I needed the diarrhea.
All right.
Fair enough. All right.
I'll try to do Raph.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's funny because I don't even know what it is, so that'll be.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't come at me if you don't recognize the greatest rapper of all time, Smink Dog. My stupid ring light was blocking it. This is what it's like to be an influencer.
Oh my god.
You don't realize how hard it is
Smink
to be an influencer.
To talk
Smink
life.
Dog?
Yeah.
I had to move my head around to see it. I'm also like on an exercise ball because there's a lot going on. This is very not Raph. This is not Raph at all.
Wow. I still enjoyed it. I still appreciated that very much. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Oh. Okay. Bees.
Very good.
You know what I felt for that one was like in my brain I thought Macaulay Culkin.
Oh wow.
You know, like it was sad. It was
That's
sad.
good.
It was
I
sad.
felt that. I saw that.
Okay.
Okay.
Bees. Josh, I'm thinking
Yeah.
you want to do
I'm just gonna do. Come on, I'm gonna do my Biden. Come on.
Are you gonna go Biden? Okay.
I was gonna go Biden. You know,
Biden. Here we
he's
go.
taking a lot of seriously.
Oh, this is great.
If it fits, I sits. American.
That is probably something he said.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
just
try-
saying, gotta get together.
I'll try Donnie this time.
Okay. Donnie, it is.
The exercise ball helps with my sciatica. Sciatica. Is sciatica a thing too?
It's rosacea with sciatica. It's when you have sciatica and rosacea.
I did rosacea.
And you have a rash and your back hurts at the same time.
The exercise ball helps with my sciatica. Guys, it's a neural tranquilizer.
I guess Donatello needs those glasses after all. Because
Yeah. Oh my god, that's what it is.
Okay.
Cold reading, you get so many
Cold
joys.
reads, man. I love it.
I think at one point you both left frame.
Oh, it hurts. Okay, let's see. Oh, one more. Okay, so Jude said we only have one more. So Casey,
Okay.
I feel like you have to
Take
to
us out,
finish
Casey.
it.
I got to figure out Leo.
Get the four
Okay.
turtles.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me think of Leo real quick. Okay. I have taken these men into the deepest, darkest parts, where only pain and creatures of bad habit live. They know that we shall prevail as the ultimate warriors.
Oh, nice. See, it went into very Leo there at the end. That was
Yeah.
totally something Leo would say. Like,
Oh, we got one more. I guess all three of us say it. 1,
Bees.
2, 3. Is
this
organic? Yes. yes.
Is it from
Dun,
Whole
dun,
Foods,
dun.
bro?
You know what I'm just remembering? We did the bees last time with Danica. Remember when we tried
Yes.
bees and then her thing was delayed?
Yes.
I like that we brought back bees. I like that we
Yeah.
brought back bees. So simple, so pure. Actually, Jude, I know you said we didn't have any more, but I'm thinking when we had Greg Proops on, we took a couple quotes from Nightmare Before Christmas. So I think we should do this one. I want to hear both of you guys. Josh, how about as Snape?
Snape, I've been doing Michael Caine recently.
Michael Caine?
as well,
Okay. Okay.
So I can do it there.
Okay.
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
Oh, that tickles me.
Yeah, that was good.
If you have 4 bones and I
Wow.
have 3, okay,
That's
then what we
good.
need is 8.
And then I think this is another one that we had from Nightmare. Let's see. We'll do this one.
Okay.
Whoever you want, Casey.
All right. Hold on. Let me read it, and I'm going to try to really give it. Hold on.
Okay.
Take off my hands for a second. Okay.
Okay.
Since I'm dead, I could take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations.
Let's do
Beautiful. That was,
scholarly.
I don't know
I
what
mean-
that scene is.
I think it might be part of a song.
I could take off my head to it. Oh wow!
Yes, if you sing it like "Since I am dead, I can take." You got to sing it like
that
Danny.
Feels like Robert Smith almost.
Yeah. Oh yeah, love that. But yeah, it's he So yeah, like so we've had.
What?
Go for it. I don't want to cut off brilliance. But yeah, since we had Greg Proops on, he's actually, I think, 3 characters from Nightmare, which is something that I learned about him, the first time we had him on the stream. So the Nice Work Bone Daddy one, he said he based the voice of that on Lawrence Welk, I believe.
Beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it though? Such a good movie. And we were trying to get to the bottom of, is it Halloween or Christmas film? But I think it's just a year-round feel-good, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Nightmare on the movie for me, I never appreciated it until I was older. Maybe that was because I missed the hype train as a kid, because maybe it was just like a generational thing. When that movie came out, I was like probably just entering high school, I think. When did it come out? 96, 95? Nightmare?
I think even 94.
94. So like 7th, 8th grade. Maybe, yeah, I was into you know what I mean?
Maybe 97. I don't know.
I was into rebellion and like cigarettes and stuff. But so like I was thinking, I think it just skipped me. But as an adult, my wife loved that movie. And so she reintroduced it to me, and we got to see it live, performed at the Hollywood Bowl. And we've done the whole thing and seen Oogie Boogie, and we had all the cast come out and sing. Everything was freaking incredible.
I've never seen it, so this is exciting. I get to watch this.
What?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a great film. If you've never seen it, it holds up really well.
Oh.
Look at Heather's face. It's like that's how I look like when you said you never had a Pop-Tart the other night. I said,
I'm going to be honest with you. I have seen it. I thought there was some other film called Nightmare that I had not seen. Because at no point, I don't think at any point, when you said Christmas, I was like, yeah, what is this movie that's about Christmas called Nightmare? But when you do Nightmare Before Christmas, then it all comes out. So I'm glad that I have, you know what it is? It's the sciatia. It's the sciatia that's getting
What? Why? Where is this coming from?
What character did this be,
think
Josh?
To dredge the lake. It sounds like something Jason's mother would say. Like, I don't know.
I feel like it's something that maybe from like a Mel Gibson movie or something, like a Braveheart.
The Patriot.
Speaking of which, oh gosh, I've been having to do. Oh God, maybe I shouldn't say that. Oh, not say that.
Please say it.
Okay, so like I do social media for, and maybe I won't say who it's for. I do social media for an agent, and they just announced a signing with Mel Gibson, and they announced it a week ago, and I've never deleted more comments in my life.
Oh, I remember you telling me this story.
Yes.
So it was just very poor timing for an announcement.
Right.
Yes, on Rosh Hashanah is when the announcement went up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Kanye's working with him, I believe.
Right. Yeah. He's next. We're going to get Mel Gibson on Donda.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to edit it. Actually, it would make sense based on
freedom. Well, on that note, and now knowing that you've seen Nightmare Before Christmas, that's good. God. That's very great. I did, like Josh mentioned, try a Pop-Tart for the first time last week on the stream. So that was very exciting for me. Life-changing events.
What do you think? Which flavor?
This was a debate, Casey. We debated.
Wait, hold on. Pepperoni?
Mm-hmm.
Pop-Tart?
Oh wait.
You mean Hot Pocket? Jesus. I don't doubt there would be one, but
we all have sciatia, guys.
I had both a Pop-Tart and a Hot Pocket. Sorry.
So you had which one did you have? Obviously
both.
The Hot Pocket.
I had both.
But for the first time, both.
Yeah.
What flavor of Pop-Tart?
Funfetti.
Whoa, that's a new one. I've never had that.
I would have gone. I told her to go with like frosted strawberry. Was what I was saying. It's a classic Pop-Tart. Would you agree that's?
I think I'm either s'more or the brown sugar one was like my favorite.
Both of those were honorable mentions for sure. For sure.
That's definitely. I mean, I think I remember like not loving the fruit ones because I felt like they skimped on the fruit, and it was really like just a lot more crust. I don't know why.
Compote, not good fruit compote.
Yeah, it was more crusty than it was, stuff. Whereas
we've spoken about compote.
Did you guys were a toaster strudel?
toaster strudels were a luxury, and they took too long. When I was getting up in the morning, I had to go. It was like, it was like frozen waffle that was still barely cooked that I would get in a paper towel and a can of applesauce. My dad would be like, here you go. Have a good day at school. Like, all right.
So much work.
Toaster strudel.
And we were like, this is ridiculous.
So much work. Because you have to leave the frosting out in the fridge, and then the rest of it has to be in the freezer.
Come on.
Huh. Well, maybe the next stream we can all get toaster strudels and share them together. But until then, Casey, Kelly, Jost, any final thoughts you want to leave us with here?
You know, if you need a font and you don't know where to go, I got a place for you. It's defont.com. All kinds of free fonts. Have fun. Download them. And then it easily works with every app you have. Defont.com. Hope you don't need an apostrophe.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
That's my improv.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. That's I could do.
It's good.
I hope that there's a font of just apostrophes. Is what I'm really like hoping
It's a
for.
catastrophe is the name of this like catastrophic font.
Oh yeah. Apostrophist.
Oh, both great. I don't have a good one. Before we do wrap it up though, we're gonna go over our checks. What, Josh?
Checks. We're getting paid?
How about corn checks, Jude?
Oh, checks mix. Checks.
Checks mix.
Different.
Oh, okay,
Different than what we're talking about, but respect.
Confused. I was like, what are we talking about? Okay. We're gonna go
Cool
over
story,
upcoming.
Jude. Cool story.
I don't know what he's talking about. No idea. We're in the private chat. I got one more. How about checks? Josh. Wait, he wants to know if you have a story about checks.
I have several, but I don't know which one you're referencing right now. I'm drawing a blank. Like I have a really long, convoluted story about checks, but my lifetime supply. Where is this coming from? Casey doesn't have time to hear this shit. He does.
Plenty of time.
So when I was a child, we had a talk boy, which started our crank calling days. We were big fans of the Jerky Boys.
I thought I have one at my parents' house. I thought for some reason I took it here.
It's an incredible
so
device.
Jealous.
The Talk Boy changed worlds, and it was Talk Boy Jerky Boys era with Saul Rosenberg and all those guys. So we crank called. This is back in 1990, like 3, 4, when you could get away with stuff like this. We crank called the number on the back of the checks box. And basically, I had a lower voice as a kid, obviously. And I played the father, and my friend was in the background playing a boy who kept yelling about his bike. And I would curse at him, no, you're not riding your bike. And then I'd go back to talking to this customer service rep about how I found this blackened mass in my check supply. Long story short, I hang up the phone because the joke was we were recording it on the Talk Boy so we could listen to it later. Yep. So we were acting ridiculous, and I'm just pretending that I'm abusing my son verbally in the background. He's yelling about his bike as I talk about checks mix. Total 13-year-old humor. Okay. So then maybe a month later, my dad comes in and he goes, hey, and he has this envelope. He goes, did you do something recently, or did you write a letter? And I was like, what are you talking about? No. And I'm automatically in denial. He's like, that's weird because I got this envelope with it's this booklet that has like pretty much a lifetime supply of corn checks. Did you ever say anything? And I was like, no. And my dad was very pleased that we had corn checks for the rest of our life. And now we have a lifetime supply of corn checks.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Jude, for bringing that back up.
Do you still have it?
I think that the coupons ran out several years ago, but we used it for close to 15, 20 years.
Oh my God. That's phenomenal.
My wife to this day goes, why do you get corn checks? You're so boring. And I'm like, they're not. And I'm like, because I love corn checks. So I like when it gets soggy. Okay.
I always think of Chex as like a snack that you mix with like pretzels and stuff, like a Chex mix. But is it also a cereal?
It is. It started as a cereal. There's corn Chex, rice Chex.
I didn't realize that there was a difference between the Chex. I know what it is, but
there was a Chex Mix video game that even like that was taken from like it was like this Chex Man is like it's a first person shooter. It's actually it's like a legendary game. The Chex Mix first person shooter game. There's a deal.
You're Chex corn ride or die.
I'm a corn Chex ride or die green box oat milk.
Oh, there's wheat too, and
the wheat Chex.
Wow, and there's cinnamon Chex. Yeah, Chex went all out. Blueberry Chex, chocolate Chex,
the Muddy Buddy Chex. They have pre-made. That's how you make Muddy Buddies, is with Chex cereal.
What's a Muddy?
Yeah.
A Muddy Buddy is basically peanut butter and chocolate rolled into the Chex and then covered in powdered sugar. And
Oh,
they
I
were
thought
all
that was like called like dog food or something.
dog treats. Yeah, puppy treats. They were called the same
Puppy
thing.
treats, which
Puppy
was
treats.
crazy to me because I thought that was called puppy treats, and then I found out later that you can't feed that to a dog; they would die because of the
That's the
chocolate.
chocolate, right?
The chocolate will
So I
come
was
out.
like, "That's a terrible name.
That's a
Don't
terrible
name
idea.
that,"
Don't
because I
name
was
that.
a dumb kid with Saisha.
Hi, Danica.
Hey,
Hi.
geez,
Danica's
What's up, friends?
this is so fun. Now it's just like a party line.
Look at that dog.
Not amused. Sick underbite. I love it.
All right. I told Danica to jump on because Danica has since relocated to North Carolina since the last time we saw her, Casey. And so
I'm so glad to see you.
she's there we go. Now we're turning. Nope.
And then this happens.
This is going great. While Kiri's barking, let's go over our upcoming guests that we have coming up for the next couple weeks. So next week, well, Casey, that's you. You're not. That's today. Okay. So next week we have Patrick Stone from the band Butterside. The following week we have Lee Ehrenberg. Josh, you know what I'm going to ask you to do.
Pretty little something. I like me. I like filling holes.
Hello, Puppet. And then in October, we're welcoming some Power Rangers. We got the pink and yellow Power Ranger, Catherine Sutherland, Nikia Brees. And then at the end of October, we have Nick from Bayside. And that's what we got going on. And yeah, and hopefully we'll have you on again, Casey, for the 20th time. I don't know.
You know me. Anytime. I mean, people are probably sick of me, but I'm having so much fun. Who cares?
Yay. And Danica, we'll have to get you back on one of these days too, even though you're okay. Well, I'll see you at your wedding, Danica.
Ooh, that's fun. Congratulations.
Y'all can come too. Nobody else is coming, so.
Is it in Florida?
It's in Houston.
Oh, cool. But you're in North Carolina now, you said?
Yes.
I love it.
Ma'am.
He's excited. He's excited about this.
That's like my dog seeing any person on a skateboard.
Is that very well? Okay. Anyway, on that note, this has been so much fun, Casey. Thank you, and Josh, of course, thank you so much. And
hope I'm making you proud, Danica. Holding it down.
Pleasure to meet you, Josh.
Pleasure to meet you too, Casey. Thanks for spending some time with me and everybody this afternoon. Really appreciate it this evening.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye.